With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
319, 50. 53. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
Rodgers now on first down. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Darren Waller, the intended receiver. And it's second down.
319. We ain't giving up nothing today. Hey, orbit. 53.
Here's Rodgers throwing again. Now the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. It's the former Patriot, Patrick Chung. Darren Waller, the intended receiver. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts.
Two times.
Following the interception here, Rivers looking for Allen. He's got him on the slant. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. They needed some breathing room. He gave it to him. 11 yards and a first down. So that last play gives him a little more space now. Here's first and 10 at the 16-yard line. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Forced out to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Derek Brooks able to run it down for a loss of a yard. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
And they pick up 25 as they convert on third. 2 first downs have them up to the 41 now for first and 10. Throwing Rivers. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. They go back to the ground with Williams.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
190.
It's a game of 6.
180.
3rd and 4.
Easy one. It's easy one.
Rivers from the gun on 3rd down. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 38-yard line. So into Pat's territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 38. Off the play fake here. Rivers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Malik Collins able to take him down. It's a loss of 3. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Now Rivers. Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. He was trying to get that one to Allen that time. So a pretty shaky start here for both sides.
Yeah, each quarterback's throwing the ball to the other team. Do you think on both sidelines they're sitting them down and saying, okay, remember, this is the color jersey we're wearing. They're wearing the other color. Let's make sure we get it to our guys, please.
Now they air it out to start the drive, and it's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Darren Waller, 42 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point try good by Gano, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken very short. And he'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 at the 24. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
A running play on first down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, our home team 7, visitors nothing.
Stay there. Stay there. Black 15.
Play action now. Rivers for Keenan Allen. That's complete. 12 yards there and a first down.
Second 90. Round 80.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he'll take it across the 50 and into New England territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the
Off the draw, here's Williams. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll bring up a 3rd down. To throw, Rivers. Open man, it's Allen. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 38-yard line.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
On second down, Williams. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. In this defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
On the ground, this is Williams. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 2nd and 9, Rivers. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Darius Leonard, the linebacker. Darren Waller, the intended receiver. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Big stop, Steve. Big stop. Let's go.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. They get the first. The decision to run on 3rd and medium winds up being a good one. Here's Rivers to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
2nd down, a little more productive than 1st. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
He's cracked. He's checking crack.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run as they are now on the board here in the first half. And a little time left on the clock, so on the other side, they're thinking, gosh, we'd like to get that lead right back.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Here I am going ahead and tapping out the first half.
Well,
There's still time. They've got to make a decision about what they want to do on the kickoff, whether they want to let their return guy touch it.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half, all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, you string them together, could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Rodgers now to throw. Looking deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Mike 54. Mike 54. Hey, wahoo! He's coming. We got double up.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And he's got Fitzgerald. Now the Patriots will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Let's hit it. 319. Get 300. Get 300. Here I come.
From midfield, here's Rodgers. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Hey, box truck. 54 Mike. Check. Watch 54. They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Y'all playing it wrong.
Rodgers going to throw.
No.
He's going to look deep down the field. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. Darren Waller, the intended receiver. And that'll make it third down. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long.
Hey, 626. Jim. You think you gonna get scored? 53, Mike. Hey, let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
A final shot before half for Rodgers. Try to lay one up deep, and that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. On 2nd down now, it's Williams.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The busy night continues for Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Calling a gain of 10, and they pick up the first. So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll try to throw here. Rivers. Caught by Allen. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time. Now a gain of 20 here.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. They run it again with Williams. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. A field goal would get him the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And no field goal try here from the red zone offense out there. They'll go for it on 4th. Rivers to throw for it on 4th. And this is caught. Amari Cooper. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Rivers to throw it. And it's caught. Touchdown. O.J. Howard there to make the grab. And his guys have taken the lead. And he's such a talented tight end, just creates nightmarish-type matchups on the other side.
He's so good that when we say tight end, we're almost damning him with faint praise, aren't we? Because he can do it all. He's as good as any receiver in the NFL.
Well, that's the deal. He's a wide receiver, just in a bigger body.
Bigger body, a matchup nightmare, and who's going to cover it? When I sit in the film session, I just look at the coach and say, really? Really? You going to yell at me? You go cover it.
And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And this will be a pickup of 4 here, up to their own 20. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off.
Let's make these babies cry on the way back home. Hey, 88, 88, 88. Let's go. Hey, Delta. Number 53.
Here we go on 4th down with Rodgers. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
The good old cover 3 defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown and pick it off, just as we saw there.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To throw is Rivers. Going deep for Hopkins. Touchdown! DeAndre Hopkins, 37 yards. And that interception key as it leads to the touchdown. Now, he's tough to contain as it is, but in man coverage with a pretty deep pass downfield, really tough to.
Hey, you've got to consider he might try and run past you. So your goal as a defensive back is to give him plenty of cushion, meaning lots of space between you and him. If he wants to catch the short stuff, come up and secure the tackle, hit him a bunch during the game, and try and keep him in front. If you turn your head for a second, if your concentration wanes,
bye-bye.
He just takes off and goes, and I think that's what we just saw there.
DJ Sharp on the return. The Patriots take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Rodgers to throw again. And he finds Fitzgerald. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards there, 1st down. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Patriot football, but they trail here as we begin the 4th quarter. Rodgers now on 1st down. Gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. 4th quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You've got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
Hey, Echo. Watch out. Check Mike 54. Hey,
looking to throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney. New England on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Hey, Alpha. Check. 53 Mike. Check.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Brian Poole. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
On 2nd and 11 now. Rivers, he's got Allen. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this 4th quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
They'll run on first down. It's Williams. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now, and here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football, and that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves.
Mike, 55. Check, 55. Mike. Check pass, check pass. Hey, 79! 79!
From the 36, Rivers. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now Williams. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. Here we go with Williams. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it.
Big numbers, 100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, whole team counted, that's a big number.
Hey, foreign cars, foreign seats with the foreign leather. Foreign number, put the card in the ATM in a sad era. Yeah, flex mode, this ain't Southwest, this a jet. I ain't gotta shut the cell off, cause the iPhone don't got a jet mode. Bad need pesto. If you wanna come, let's go. We ain't going nowhere special. I just wanna see more desto. Hit your throw and I'ma catch those. Mexican, dummy pesos. Hit your sauce, I'll replace those. Number save, no name though. We need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board, like them keep a score. Ay, 16 cars in my front yard. Ay, 30 on my wrist, bullet point to God.
Big numbers, 100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, whole team counted, that's a big.
With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our 2 quarterbacks, certainly 2 of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Here's a punter, Thomas Morstead, to get this one started. And we are underway from the City Beautiful. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
They'll take over. First down and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Check, watch 54. And we heavy on the edge.
Prescott looks to throw on first. And it's complete. It's Damian Williams. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage. So from the 36 now, first and 10. Now Prescott. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. Now Prescott. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Darius Leonard, the linebacker.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Howie Long, like an out-of-control broken arrow, getting in for the sack.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their second down call is going to look like now.
That throw into the arms of Allen. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for third down. The first carry now. This is Williams. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a fourth down. And Allen's got it. That's a fourth down pickup of 10 yards and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. First down, Rivers. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. On third down, Rivers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Geno Atkins got home that time.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. They're indeed going for it. It's Rivers. And they're going to try the screen. It's complete. But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And that will force a turnover on downs. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Prescott to throw it. And Dixon has it. And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other. A gain of 6.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives them much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
Incomplete. Sets up 4th down.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Prescott to throw on 4th. That's to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. No score after 1 on EA Sports. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Prescott yet again. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. A gain of 32 that time. Not really any offense for them to speak of here in this first half. Maybe that's what they needed, that big play.
Yeah, and it seems that maybe everything changes right there. They've been a little slow out of the gate. We've seen that. But that one big play, that could spark a big burst right here.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, second and goal. Williams will try again. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down. 6 plays got him down here. This is play number 7, third and goal. Looking to throw, Prescott. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. But no doubt, a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he'll get 3 up to midfield.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Williams. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up third down. Throwing, Rivers. Well, this is caught by Williams. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one good for 24 yards. Rivers with a 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. To throw, Rivers. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, Delta!
Throwing again. Rivers. Open man is Howard, the tight end. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll check in with our Jonathan Coachman. He'll have highlights and analysis of the first half, and our highlights will likely be on the defensive side of the football here. Scoreless game. Caught by his running back, Sayers. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it a second down. Williams trying to run inside, but nothing there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Rivers now. And it's caught. Touchdown. O.J. Howard there to make the grab as his guys are on the board first here tonight. What a great weapon. So often such a big mismatch.
And there's no route he can't run. You name it, he's going to do it. And he's a matchup nightmare for the defense. No matter who they put on him, he's going to win the battle.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And in a spot like this, still more than a minute, I think if you put something on the board before halftime, that would go a long way towards helping them get nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
He's going to let this one go deep. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Chung. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in the half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Kamale Correa able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time. Another try after the first down sack. Rivers. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. Final play of the half, Prescott. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Denzel Ward. At a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Check ring 90. Black 15. Check.
Final play of the half, Rivers. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you cross town to our studios here in Orlando and check in with the coach at our EA Sports Halftime Report. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters, as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some...
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
And he is going to lose yardage here. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down, 3 yards in the wrong direction. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a 1st down.
Rivers is going to stay out there. They're going to try for this thing on 4th down. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. And he's into the clear. The 30, 10, 5, touchdown. Keenan Allen, 79 yards. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
Now Zerline on to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
First and 10
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Prescott now. He's going to air one out. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Following the interception here, Rivers. He's going to look deep in zone for... And it's caught. Touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins. 35 yards. And that interception... as it leads to the touchdown. Zerline now for the PAT. Whoa! He just yanked that one well to the left and no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Play action now, Prescott. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill that time. And it's 3rd down. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down...
And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out. Here's Tressway now. And from their own end zone, it's a fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal. On 2nd and goal, Rivers, and it's caught. Touchdown. A 4th touchdown pass there for Phillip Rivers.